Today I will be going over a truck that I have purchased. It's probably a good 3 months ago now, something like that. It's a little windy, so I hope you can hear me pretty well, but it is a 1977 F250. It's a super cab long bed. So super cab means that it's today's extended cab or cab and a bit, cab and a half. I call it cab and a bit, that's my thing, but this is it right here. So it's in really great shape, actually. What have I done to it? Let's see here. So when I first bought it, I got it for $2,000. It had been sitting in a field for about 20 years, and then I went and asked the guy how much he wanted for it, and he said $2,000. So I thought on it for a little while, and then I figured out that that's probably the best deal I'm ever gonna get of my whole life. So, like I said, it's a 1977. It has a big block 460, has a C6 trans with a shift kit. Other than like the shift kit, and then it also has like a tack, is not original. But other than that and the radio, this thing is an all original truck. So this is the original seat, original carpet, original door cards, steering wheel, everything. So it's honestly a really great truck. I've driven it on 2 500-mile road trips already, and it's been just a dream. So I had new tires on there. These are Westlake SL 376. They're kind of more of the MT, the mud terrain tires. These tires have been great for me. They have a speed rating of 100 miles an hour, and I've actually gotten 100 miles an hour out of this truck. They're pretty smooth, but they still have some good knob. They look really cool. Great tires. As you can see, they have 80s hubcaps on them, so I guess that's not really original, but other than that, this thing is honestly just a sweet truck. I have towed with it too. I towed that trailer with a Chevy Impala on it, I think. I think overall it was about 5,000 pounds on the including the trailer weight and the car. Let me pop this hood really quick. Here's our motor. Like I said, it has the 460. It is not an AC truck, but it's been just a great. So what have I done? I put a new Edelbrock 750 on there. It had an Edelbrock 650 when I got it, I think, but the O'Reilly's had a 750s, I just threw that thing on there. So that's what the carb I have. I get about 8.5 to 9 miles to the gallon. Towing a trailer, going on the highway, driving around daily, whatever, it gets about 8.5 all the time. So sometimes if you get about 55 miles an hour, just going straight on a highway, you can get up to 10, but that's where I typically get it. I put a new battery in it, new carburetor, and I did a fuel pump, an oil change, and an ignition box. The old ignition box had chewed up wires right here, so I just replaced it. That was it. I put a new temp sensor in. Let's see, the tank, the fuel gauge for the tanks don't work, but the tank switch works. So what I do is I just run the front, which is the aux tank. I just run it until it runs dry, and then I flip it to the main tank, which is the rear tank, and I drive around until I get to a gas station or have a decent stopping point, and I just fill up that tank and then run that one until it's dry and reverse it. So it's pretty easy. Since I have 2 tanks, I'm gonna keep doing that. But she has an original 125 843, but it's a daily, which is sad because the mileage just keeps going up. But the lights work. The only lights that don't work are the gauge cluster lights and the front turn signals, but I'm fixing the front turn signals probably this weekend. The headliner has a little bit of a sag to it, but that's all right. But I mean, the dome light comes on when you open the door, and the glove box light comes on when you open the glove box. So it's just, this thing is in such good condition. So all the fenders, you can bang on them. There's no rust anywhere in this whole truck. So it's such a great rig. Let's see, you probably want to hear it run. So I could do that. Let me set up a little cold start. So I haven't started it yet today. It's not super cold out. It's probably 60 something, so it's pretty nice actually. 1 second. Okay, so the way this thing starts the best, since it has a bigger carburetor, you can't pump the throttle at all. But I just crack the gas just a tiny bit. You couldn't even see my foot move. She's a little bit inconsistent idle, but it's pretty cold. It has the choke still kicked in right now, and it's probably a little warm for choke, so it's kind of coughing over itself. But we'll let it do its thing, warm up a little bit. Definitely some smoke. The exhaust isn't the original exhaust, I'm sorry. I have 2 little mufflers right there, and it's true duals from that point backwards until it gets to that height. So yeah, let's let it warm up and we can go on a little drive. Okay, so the choke flipped off, no smoke, clean idle. She's ready to go. Let's go for a little scoot around the neighborhood. And yeah, got a couple bikes in the back. Oh, actually, before that, there's one more thing I want to show you. So this little valve right here goes to air suspension in the rear. So this truck was equipped with, yes, I have opinion leak, I see that, air shocks. So those are like basically modern day airbags for a 70s Ford, which is pretty rare, pretty awesome, I would say. So right there you got really consistent RPM. I saw when it was first started it wasn't that consistent, but let's go for a little drive. Got a couple cars. Steering wheel's straight and just take your hands right off of it and it drives nice and true down the road. Brakes work good. So makes pretty decent sound. I like the exhaust because it sounds kind of loud, but it's also tamed enough where if you close up the windows, it's just, you know, a good old exhaust. So turn signals all work, everything's good. So this truck has just been solid, but there's just something about these old carbureted motors. They just run. They just start up, run, and they're simple. And I love them for that. So they sound pretty good too. if you're wondering, this thing does have 2 fuel tanks. One of them is an 18 gallon. The other one is a 21 gallon, I'm pretty sure. So with 8.5 miles to the gallon, you can actually go quite a ways on, you know, both your tanks, that you would say, if I was on a road trip. So on that 500-mile road trip, I've only filled up once. And yeah, it was pretty good. So this thing is super comfortable too. It's like sitting on a couch and you're just kind of bobbing through space and time. So yep, the 70s called me and I picked up, as they would say. Well, there you go. If you want to see more about this truck, 77 Ford, let me know. I got to do an oil change on it here soon, because I've put that many miles on it already in the 3 months I've owned it. So if you want to see that video, then let me know. If you have any more questions about it, happy to answer. But yeah, this is my 1977 F250 Super Cab.